I'm going to talk about the distractions that are caused by the digital devices, be it mobile, laptop, or games, right? Apps like that. So before that, let me ask you a question, right? What is a distraction? I know we are all familiar with what a distraction is. Oh, very true. So distraction is something which prevents us from concentrating on something else. Okay. So then, what is a digital distraction?
Sound of police.
Right. Another distraction. Yeah. So digital distraction is a thing, right? Digital thing which prevents us from concentrating on something else. Okay. So what is the difference between normal distraction and digital distraction? Normal distraction just pulls us out from our focus activity, and then we will be able to come back to our focus area very shortly. But digital will try to pull you out and then try to keep you as much as possible in that world, digital world. That's why it's so dangerous, and that's why I thought it's good to talk about that topic first. Okay. With that, what is the impact it's creating on society, right? So, for example, when we work on an activity, let me quote an example of myself, right? When I prepare a presentation, for example, the speech itself, and when I try to search in the internet, there is some email comes, and then I get into that email, that gives me a link to watch a video in YouTube, and then I go to YouTube, just quoting itself as a recreation or relaxation, and then YouTube suggests some more videos, and then it pulls me into that digital world, and I try to spend as much as time possible. By the time I realize, my priority item becomes top priority or critical priority item, and that means my item still is waiting for my work and at the same level. There is no continuum. At the same time, when I get into such digital world, my brain becomes too tired, and then I lose my energy to work on my item, and my to-do list becomes growing item. So what kind of impact it creates on the society, right? I read some of the research reports. I thought it would be good to read that. In a study conducted in UK, right, where there are passengers who travel on bus or train, 20 million of such passengers miss their stop because of such digital distraction. So 35% because of social media or surfing the web, 28% because of the email, and 27% because of the playing games, and 15% because of the phone call. Very interestingly, this survey was sponsored by Samsung. And one more study conducted in Western countries where they have observed 300 high school and middle school students. When they have observed for 15 minutes, they have noticed students get distracted once in 3 minutes. That's entirely because of the technology. Either they look at mobile or they browse Facebook, etc., etc. And that means that's going to impact their academic performance, right? And another interesting finding in that study is, whoever has visited Facebook in the 15 minutes were very poor in their academic performance. They don't know why it is, but that's one of the findings. There is one more research conducted by scientists. There is something called internet addicts. Okay, so when I searched in the internet about this topic, I could see a lot of internet de-addiction centers. There is a quiz in online conducted to understand whether there is anyone called digital addiction, whether somebody has. So when the scientists examined the brain formation of internet addicts, they could see a lot of similarities between internet addicts and drug and alcohol addicts. So they have recommended to the government saying internet addicts should be classified as mental illness. Okay. And the participants were 14 to 21-year-old male and female people. This is called internet addiction disorder. Couple of more findings. Scientists say heavy phone and excessive computer usage will cause you sleep disorders and depressive symptoms. I'm not threatening you, but I thought I'll highlight to the society because I think it's very important for us to know what kind of side effects these kind of digital devices cause. So friends, it's very important that we use the digital or anything in the world to the right amount. When it crosses the limit, it's going to have side effects. And when excessive usage, when we use it excessively, right, it will all have its own effects. And the whole digital world is created in such a way that they have only two objectives. One is to improve their viewership, and the second objective is to retain the viewers as much as possible. All the digital media like YouTube or WhatsApp or Facebook, etc., they try to retain the viewers as much as possible in their information domain. Because of this, when we get into such information ocean, we merge, submerge, and deep merge, and eventually we lost ourselves into that and become a de-addict or an addict into the information ocean. So it's very important we should be aware of what these kind of things cause and communicate this to our society, friends, and relatives. Thank you very much.